First off, this was the best practice we've had all season, and the coaches came out and really challenged the guys. The guys responded really well. I thought that's what we're going to need. This is the type of Tuesday practice we're going to need to go win on Saturday, because this is a very, very quality opponent with an outstanding coaching staff, and they got a lot of momentum right now. They just had a big conference win, and I believe it's their homecoming or some celebration for them, and they're going to be ready. Their guys are going to be fired up. They have a lot of confidence right now. They got a young quarterback that's playing really well. He can really run. He's got a strong arm. He's very confident and has a lot of swagger to him. And their running back is very good as well. He's been banged up a little bit, but he can really play. They got receivers all over the place. Their O-line is really, really big. Their style of play on defense is very unique. They'll challenge you from a schematic standpoint. They'll challenge you physically, and we have to be on top of our stuff and hitting on all cylinders if we want to come out on the road and have a victory. So excited about the challenge, but we have to prepare like we did today, again tomorrow, and again on Thursday, and then take the travel serious on Friday to go in. So very excited about where we're at. I thought the discipline has been a lot better the last couple of weeks, and we got to continue to challenge those guys when it comes to that, and get ready to play on the road. So questions?
Looking at the game film against Arkansas State, just what are some things that you, looking over everything, that you really liked, and what are some things you think this team can still improve on?
Yeah, I thought on defense, I thought we flew around. I thought we played really hard. I thought we challenged them with certain things throughout the game, in the week of practice, on certain plays that they run and things like that, and we were on top of it. It wasn't just, okay, you listen and you go out there and play and just play the scheme. No, they were playing tendencies within the scheme, and that's the kind of the game within the game that I think you have to be able to do on defense to go out there and stop people. And then offensively, I thought we were able to run the ball for the first time the way we're used to running the football. And so that was really good to see. And like I've said all week, that's not just the running backs. That's the tight ends, that's the O-line, that's the quarterbacks, that's the receivers. So I thought that was really good to see. I like the almost 10-minute drive at the end of the game. I thought that was really good to see for us. We've talked about 4-minute offense for a long time around here, and to be able to have one of those situations come up again and be able to besides the penalty at the end that negated, it was 1st and goal, and now we had to kick the field goal, right? But it was still we got what we wanted to get accomplished out of that. So I thought that was good. I thought defensively, I think they were 7 of 17 on third downs. That was really good to see. We put them in a lot of third down situations. I think we got to continue to once again on third downs talk about having savviness and football awareness. You got to continue to play the game within the scheme on third downs. Hey, this is the scheme we're running. We're running so and so. We're running this, but you have to know, hey, what do they like on third down? We're not just running a play to run a play. Like, this is their favorite concept. This is the guy that's going to get the ball on third downs. Let's have major awareness on that. So I think we can continue to get better as far as that goes. Offensively, I thought that was probably one of our cleanest games. Obviously, when we go for it on fourth down, you got to be able to, if I'm going to, put the guys out there and not send Shipley out there, who's outstanding, we got to be able to convert those fourth downs. Whether if it's 4th and 1, 4th and 5, 4th and 10, whatever it is, fourth down's a mindset. So we got to continue to do that. And then I think on special teams, I thought was, continued to be really clean. Frankie's has been a real weapon for us this year, being able to kick the ball out of the end zone. And teams get frustrated, and then they decide to bring it out, and we tackle them on the 12-yard line. So that was really good to see. And then I think we just got to continue to harp the details and make it a game-changing play without doing anything special in the return game, just doing your job, and those big plays will come.
Coach, you said this was the best practice all season. What was so great about it? What were they doing?
I think it probably had to start with me. I came out here with a different mindset today. Like, I have to get better. I have to continue to develop and get better and work and challenge myself, just like we challenge the players. And I think the coaches feed off me, and then I think the players feed off the assistant coaches. And then I think we have a bunch of guys that are locked in, ready to go. You know, around college football right now, the beginning of the season, it's a new team. You got this guy that thought he was going to play 50 reps and he plays 10 reps, and then he's pouting. And then you got guys, you know, so it's part of that figuring out your role process that happens with a new team and the transfer portal era and NIL and this and that. Like, that's the challenges that coaches face every day. And so I think guys are starting to figure out, okay, this is my role, right? The only way I can change my role is to go work, or maybe I like my role, and the only way I can keep my role is to go to work. And so I think that point has been made, and I think guys are starting to figure it out at the right time, right? Non-conference is non-conference for a reason, and conference play is the most important. So that's been our goal the whole time, and I think guys are starting to figure that out and hit their strides. And I think you won 2 games in a row, you got some confidence, you got some momentum going, and I think that always helps, especially when you're talking about young guys that, you know, live day to day. You know, they can't see the big picture yet. So I think we got some leaders that are stepping up too, and maybe not leaders that are on the leadership council, guys that maybe just got here, like a Ryan Nolan or Jordan Polk. You know, like guys like that maybe didn't know what their role was going to be, and now they know what their role, and it's like, oh man, like I'm really good at this, and I have the right stuff within me to share with the others. So I think that part's been good too.
You talked about Old Dominion, the running back, the big old line.
Yeah.
You guys aren't too shabby. What do they have to worry about? Or how do you feel like you guys match up with them?
Yeah, I think our receivers are playing outstanding right now. I think they're playing selfless. I think you know, they're very twitchy and they're very talented. And we're just like every team is new. You're starting to figure out kind of what we're good at, what McLeod's good at, what, you know, we kind of knew with the O-line and Ish, you know, we knew about all that, but you have some new weapons and some new guys stepping in. So I think, you know, offensively, we just spread the ball around so much. It's hard to focus in on one guy as far as that goes. And then on defense, I think, you know, I think we're communicating better. I think last year was a little bit chaotic. It's like, hey, we're still pressuring, we're still blitzing, we're doing all that, but there's a little bit more, a lot more communication and a lot more savviness to us and a lot more playing within the system. And one thing I should have said, Colton, earlier was I thought the red zone defense was a lot better. You know, this week, you know, they cross the 50 or you know, you have some adversity and be able to handle that adversity and bouncing back and stopping guys in the red zone. So I thought that was really good. I think P&10 defense is something that we got to continue to work at and get better at. And look, a lot of people spend time on P&10 offense just like we do. We have a set number of plays that we're going to come out and run on P&10, right? That maybe is not our normal offense, but, you know, it gives defenses, you know, different looks and kind of gets the drive started. So I know their coaching staff is really good and they're going to have a great plan.
You know, going on the road to Old Dominion, I know Texas State in the past has never had a lot of success when they have to make those long East Coast trips. Just what are y'all preparing as, you know, when you go on a really long road trip like it is? Because, you know, Norfolk, Virginia's, I think it's almost over 1,000 miles from San Marcos. How y'all preparing to make this trip?
I think for us, we just gotta, you know, control what we can control and make sure we're eating, sleeping, and hydrating. And we're gonna go lift really hard today and make sure we're, you know, our bodies are right and our conditioning is right. And we gotta follow that up with a really good fuel session and making sure we're eating right and hydrating and making sure we get to sleep tonight. We're not playing NCAA all night. You know, you're going to sleep and doing all that kind of stuff, and then have another good practice tomorrow. And then, you know, we get on that plane and make sure we're conducting ourselves like a championship team. And people have to travel all the time. I mean, you know, it's just part of the game. I like traveling. It's fun. You know, you get on the plane and you get to hang out and maybe take a nap or something, and then you know, get there. You're seeing stuff I've never been there before. You know, so I'm getting to see some new stuff and hang out and do that whole deal. So I like traveling. I kind of like being on the road. I think there's less distractions on the road, you know, at the stadium, and you're just kind of focused, and it's kind of just your guys and your coaching staff versus everybody else. So, and that's the thing about going on the road. The message is they're going to have some good plays. They're really good. They're going to gain the momentum somehow. We just got to weather the storm and be able to combat it and make sure we're locked in for 4 quarters.
Health-wise, how y'all looking at y'all for Saturday?
Yeah, man, it's one of those deals where, like, I think the way we train with Coach Youth really helps us in this part of the season. I think we're really healthy, and that trend's got to continue. Obviously, you always got your guys banged up and bruised up and sore and all that, but a lot of that's just a mindset, and you got to be able to go out there and practice when you're sick and all that. So.
And can you also comment what's the status for Ben Bells for Saturday?
Yeah, man, he continues to look good, but we got to see what that looks like. Every week is going to be new, and until we continue to get this thing going. So, man, I thought he looked really good.